Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, today we've got a map which is so jam-packed there's barely room for anything else on the map, let alone the city build. Oh, I'm exaggerating. Of course I'm exaggerating. But it is so full of features that we're going to be missing a fair chunk of it, and I highly recommend, if you are interested in this map, just take a look at it. Do a flyby of your own by subscribing and of course liking up the map once you've seen it. It's 100% vanilla, that's correct, and no DLCs required, also correct, and so jam-packed with stuff that you're going to be blown away by some of it, and some of it you might be scratching your head about. The creators never made a map before, so therefore
it's my first map.
That's right, and they've done a very solid job of making an interesting map and a playable map at the same time with good standards. You'll find good standards also on the BonBonBingo card. I'm just joking, mostly just memes on there. Link is in the description for that one if you want to play along on today's show. And of course, playing along includes the daily reminder. That's right, hitting that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Moesia Superior Vanilla by TurtleTheBuilder. Thank you very much, Turtle, for the link to Moesia, the pronunciation for that one. You have a start square which has a very interesting looking roundabout. We'll be getting to that a little bit later on in the show. We have got terrain heights which are very easy to build on whilst not being perfectly flat. I like that idea as well. And then if you've got resources, or you want resources, bold and strong, and lots of field painting on the edge of the map as well if you want to go that way. And if you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, we've got pretty much everything you want on there as well. Some very strong rivers on today's system. Vehicle going past the window for those of you with the BonBonBingo card. No DLC required today. We'll be using the Pannonia Summer theme and the Pannonia Vanilla LUTs, both created by Turtle. And there's a really nicely written description, lots of information in there, including the inspiration, which is basically a good chunk of Serbia around the Belgrade area, all condensed down into one small zone. It's creative, I like it. A few shout outs at the bottom, including some dude who's got a map review show. Thank you very much for that, Turtle. And we are good to go with the Flyover. There's a lot. We're just going to skim. We're going to skim. Okay, can we skim? Nice rail over road section there, which has been done very smoothly and cleanly. Coming up to our first intersection. I think this is a plopped intersection. I don't know for certain, but again, it looks pretty well done. I've got no grumbles there. Yes, those dark patches, we can't do anything about that within vanilla. What can we do with vanilla? But yes, some good solid work there, and smoothly transitions back down to ground as we head into the map. Now, we've got plenty of other highways and rail that we could be looking at, but we're just going to go across them and then come back again, because otherwise we're going to be here all day. We've got a gateway. We have a gateway. Look at this. Not seen anything quite like this before on the map build. Again, 100% vanilla. Very nice. And then we have this very dramatic ramp going down from the upper plateau down to the lower plateau. I don't know if it's based on real life. It's been done very cleanly and very smoothly. I don't know if it's my personal taste, but hey, there are some bold and strong aspects to this map, like these elevated roundabouts. I mean, again, they're done to the highest standard. I really can't grumble about it. But again, it's not going to be to everybody's particular taste. But again, it was something as bold and strong as this. I think we can just let it go, because there's nothing to grumble about, nothing to fight about with these, which is good. Okay, bridges. We have some custom vanilla bridges, which are a little different from normal. We'll come back and have a look at this one later on in the show, or another one very similar to it, because it's very hard to make out what's going on there. But, and then this ramp again, very clean, of a pretty decent standard. I've got to say, I'm impressed. All the work that we're seeing here looks like it should be really simple. I promise you, go into the map editor, you try doing it. It's not simple. Now this intersection is kind of in a bit of a valley, and you have a bit of a dip down coming down from each side. Second half of the show today, I'm going to show you how I would have preferred it. It's, again, there's nothing really wrong with it, but I think that's the one part of the map that could be just adjusted a little bit that'll make the whole map just pop a little bit more. Not that it doesn't pop already, but there's always like bonuses for popping a little bit more. Start square intersection looks like this. A nice little complicated mix of angles going on here. Yes, I'm aware you can't go left and then right and right and left, but it's fine because they all come up in the same sort of direction anyway. And here is your start square. Now remember that slightly interesting roundabout in the start square? Well, in case you get lost, we have all the cardinal directions going on right here. This is really very nice. Not seen anything quite like that before. Start square area, plenty of buildable space down here. And then we'll head back to the highway. Because there's so many things to see on today's map, we're not going to be able to hover around and look at things for too long. Flying up and over the switchbacks on the highway, good work there, good clean work. Another little look at this custom bridge again. Very simple use of the pillars there to produce a very interesting looking custom bridge. Turtle has really pushed the boat out here, and there are some little aspects on today's map which, well, we've just not seen before, like the way that they've done those bridges there, the big bridge. Oh, here's a really nice looking bridge. Look at how smooth this one goes, transitions flat from one side to the other, and I think we'll be looking to do something about that with that main intersection in the second half of the show. Heading off down now towards the edge of the map, which means we'll be looking for some rail to follow back, and fortunately there's a rail line right beside here, so we're just going to leap across from one to the other and float back. Yes, there's plenty more highways. We don't have the time in today's show, otherwise this could easily be a 35-minute show, easily. And while I don't mind doing a 35-minute show, I don't know how much more benefit we would get from a 35-minute show. You're getting enough of the basic details, and I just highly recommend, if you see a map you're interested in, subscribe, hit the like button for that map, download it, have a look at it, see if you want to play it, see if you agree with me, see if you don't agree with me, and then play it or don't play it. It's fine. Just get involved. Get involved. Be part of the community. Okay, nice looking bridges here. Got a slight pillar problem here on the rail line. Just a slight pillar problem there. And I'm liking what we got here is we've got a rail on one side. We have a local road on the other side. We've got the highways running on above. We've got a slight bump in the rail going up onto the bridge, but nobody's really going to notice that, are they? I wouldn't have thought so. And a little bit of glitching. Motorbike, thank you. A little bit of glitching through the outside of these elevated walls that have been used for detailing. Anyway, yes, there are one or two transitional slopes that were a little bit steep coming in and out of that bridge as well. But again, let's not worry about it. Let's not worry. This is minor stuff in the grand scheme of a map that's so highly detailed, and we definitely have got a lot of detail on today's map. Like here, this little bridge running along the edge of the cliff there for the rail keeps it nice and flat, and we'll have a look at that in the second half of the show as well. We're just basically trying to get to the end of some networks. We've got to the end of some networks down by these pre-cut harbours, which we're not going to look at either because there's not enough time. We'll take the intermission, we'll come back for the shipping.
Are you fed up with random vanilla buildings spawning in random locations? Do you want a specific type of building in a particular zone? Then you need the beginner's guide to theme management. Click the information button below.
And so back to Moesia, a Superior Vanilla by TurtleTheBuilder and shipping routes. Right, okay, so this river is either the Danube or the other river, and I've got so much information in my head at the moment, a lot of it has fallen out. But yes, there's the two main rivers that converge, and one of them is the Danube, so I'm going to call this the Danube, even though it's probably the other one. And yes, we've got shipping routes, because the Danube does have shipping routes, because it's a big old river. Very important river running through most of Europe, actually. And then we've got this one that goes up this way, under the big old bridge there. A couple more bridges over here as well. Plenty of bridges. So many bridges. So much work has gone into making these vanilla bridges pop and be just a little bit different from anything else you've seen. Water flow, we've got good strong water flow. If you're looking for strong water flow, you've got it, but you've also got a pre-piped out start square, which does connect up to some ready-made infrastructure up here in the hills. We'll find there'll be a dam up here, and we've also got a little water facility as well, which we'll take out in more detail in a second. And this is where the more detail will begin, because, well, there's just so much. Plenty of buildable space in the middle of the map. But let's start off with what I think is the most ominous thing in the map, which is this big old mountain. Now, it's based on a real life location. Again, I haven't got the notes to hand. There's so much, and I'm trying to follow the screen and my cues as well without knowing everything. But in terms of detailing, that's probably the least impressive thing on the entire map. There's nothing wrong with it. It does the job. It's probably exactly what the real life location is like. But what do we know? Now, I've stuck the terrain lines on here because I want to show you what I mean about this intersection. See how it all goes up onto a slope up here. I think I would like this entire area just to be dropped down 20 or 30 meters. Maybe leave a little lump at the end there, maybe. And the same over this side, where you can see it goes uphill from there. I'd like to see the entire of there maybe lowered 20 or 30 meters, something like that. Leaving the castle elevated, again, with a bit of a slope going up there. And then that would leave that central intersection looking a whole lot slicker than it is at the moment, kind of drooped away in the valley. Bridges. I mean, I'm blown away by this idea for using the elevated walls into bridges. I mean, they're not really meant to be seen from the underneath, but certainly as we're looking at them now, it's just something a little bit special. And speaking of special, not seen this done before, we have oil wells out in the sandy areas, based on the real life location again, covered in the description. Most of this is based on real life something or the other. Right, mining, if you want, or look, we've even got these little vanilla custom vanilla mining little areas. Again, totally viable, totally viable. I am really impressed. We've got quite a few castles. We're going to look at just two of them. This one here, a minor grumble. These roads aren't quite wide enough. There'll be cars just clipping the sides of there and there. What can you do? What can you do? But again, some amazing work. Hint of blue mantle under there. Very slight hint of blue mantle under there. But in terms of castle design, I'm liking this. This isn't the best one on the map. We'll be having a look at that in a moment. And there's plenty of small castles dotted around as well, which we're going to completely ignore because of time. Don't know what this was originally meant to be. Again, it's probably covered in the description, but I'm covering so much. These look like little piers, docking piers or something. Again, never seen anything done like that before. Really good to see something a bit different. Now the big old castle. The big old castle. And wow. Okay, this is a wow factor. There's plenty of stuff on here which just will blow you away. We've got about 3 main entrances like this, which again are just incredible. Sorry, a little bit of clipping through there. Mine, a little bit of clipping through there. But anyway, I'm loving the entrances. We've got this one. There's another one over here. There's another one a bit further around. There's a side entrance as well. Also, we've got an armory there. Slightly lower than the path that's going past it. So if you wanted to wheel those cannons out, you couldn't. Then you've got stables there. I'm sorry I haven't shown you the slightly lower dam. But hey, this is definitely the barracks. Definitely the barracks. That really surprised me. Really impressed by that. And we've got some bouncing around to do here. We've got a well or some type thing going on here. Don't know what's happened there. I loaded the map up 3 times and it was missing every time. And oh, hang on. No, sorry. Camera's going to bounce around there. Sorry. Yeah, what can we do? Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but there's definitely something amiss with the well. Loving this side entrance. This really caught my eye as something a bit different. And also this, which I think is meant to be a church. I think that's meant to be a church. The chapel within the castle. I mean, just amazing. Just amazing. So much was skipped over in there as well. Then we got this custom dam. Seriously, wow. I mean, there's so many things like this. Sorry, bouncing a bit too fast there again. The terrain isn't the flattest, so it's making camera work very difficult for me today. Then we have this custom water treatment facility. Oh, wow. I mean, it's just like so many wows going on with today's map. Now, I did promise we'd come back and have another look at this at a rail pass as well. Again, compared to some of the other stuff, it's a bit mundane, isn't it? Compared to some of it. I promise you, again, that work there would have taken a long time to do. This bridge here, it's kind of on the slant, and there's technically nothing wrong with it, and I hate it. So, it's personal taste. I do not like that, but that's down to that's my problem, not your problem. You get to vote on the map at the end of the show. You can do what you like in the comments, whatever. Have a go. Tell me how wrong I am. I can take it on the chin. Pre-cut harbours, we didn't look at those. We also didn't look at everybody's favourite factories, and we've done that as well. So many things I can't keep up. Oh, this 2-lane road here, that's vanilla. That's the vanilla town roads. And in the start square, we've got time for a quick glance at... God, I can't keep up with this. The JP Public Housing by Koma. Now, if only I had seen these a few days ago. I was playing GeoGuessr the other day and I saw some of these buildings and it was like a no move settings. And I discounted Japan because these didn't look Japanese. And they are so Japanese. So thank you, Koma. If only I'd spotted them about 5 days earlier, I would have had a slightly higher score on the game of GeoGuessr. Factoids, because factoids. Why don't we, huh? We have hedgehogs. That's what we have today, hedgehogs. Couldn't survive without fleas, because fleas provide essential stimulation to their skin. That's why hedgehogs have fleas. Do not comb the fleas out of your hedgehog, people. They need them. Oh, getting itchy just thinking about it. Anyway, yeah, the JP, Japanese Public Housing by Koma. These are really very nice. So used to seeing certain types of build, and having these, if you're doing a Japanese build, I could take a moment, I'm ahead of schedule. Having these, you can just enjoy a different sort of build. Very nice. Thanks, Koma. Thank you so much. They do a lot of good work, do Koma. Kuma? What's your name? Oh, heck. Anyway, your chance to vote on today's map. Sorry, we've flown past, but sorry. Your chance to vote on today's map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now, or the link in the description. It'll take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple, or a Patreon account. But what do I think of today's map? Well, it's packed, isn't it? It's packed. Would it be better if it wasn't vanilla? It would be different if it wasn't vanilla. That's what it would be. It's aesthetically, it's packed. I'm not massively drawn to it, but I think there's enough in here, enough aesthetic features to give it into 4 stars. I'm going to go for a lowish 4. Detailing. It's absolutely packed with detail. You couldn't put more detail in this map if you tried. In terms of quantity, it's there. In terms of quality, it's really good as well. There are 1 or 2 minor grumbles, but when you have this much stuff on the map, there will be. So I couldn't give it 5, but I'm going to go for a very high 4. Excellent work. Gameplay potential feels very, very, very playable to me. There's 1 or 2 things that would grumbles that would make life difficult for me as I'm going along personally, but I still think it's a medium-high 4 stars for gameplay. I really like it. Moesia Superior by TurtleTheBuilder. 100% vanilla, 100% seal of approval. That map has blown me away. It's got stuff in there that we've not... I mean, episode 1300 and something or wherever we are now. And we're still finding new things from creators on their first map. I'm really impressed. Well done, Turtle. That's not a map to avoid, and avoiding is something you don't want to do in the comments. because use the word of the day into the comments, score yourself some population points to prove you're part of the 20 and out elite. And I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. Have a great day, and I'll see you very, very soon.